So yeah, the Bills lost to Miami. Oh man, these Bills are gonna kill me one day. But man, luckily I drove down there and I didn't fly because what I'm seeing right now with TSA and all these flight delays due to a government shutdown and these workers are not getting paid, oh, this is a horrible situation. Let's talk about it.
A shortage of air traffic controllers is what's leading to the FAA to start ordering a reduction in domestic flights. But as those reductions are expected to grow at airports across the country, the impact of long lines and frustrated passengers that trickles down to them too. Here in Atlanta, we have the busiest airport in the world. Aaron Barker works there. He's a TSA employee and a leader of the American Federation of Government Employees Union. Aaron, thank you for coming in. Your members are about 1,500 TSA workers across the airports here in the state of Georgia. How are you now after 2 full missed paychecks? Are you making ends meet?
No, I am not. As most of my members are, they're not making ends meet. They're having to make really tough decisions. I consider this crisis mode. We are now at the point where today would have been a payday for officers. It's the second full missed paycheck. So now I have members who are coming, they're being evicted. Some of them are already evicted. I have one family who I just learned was sleeping in their car with children. I have another one who's expected to be evicted on Monday. I have another one who has 5 children. She's facing eviction. So these stories are coming in daily to me. So officers are really feeling this shutdown.
Yo, this is really a bad situation, what's going on right now. With this whole government shutdown and playing politics, and now this is affecting TSA, which it all trickles down to who? The people who are traveling. And not just that, think about it. Right now is probably the worst time to fly. I would never want to fly knowing someone's under that much stress. The stress of not getting 2 full paychecks and they continuously have to show up to work and do their job. Working under those conditions is not something I want to experience at all. You could imagine the frustration and the lack of focus they have due to the fact that they're not getting paid, they're not sure when this is going to end, and they're not certain about paying for rent or for mortgage or just basically surviving or not even having money to put gas in their car. This situation is reaching a dire point, and it's crazy because one of my videos I seen someone say, they were like, yeah, 95% of the federal workers don't do anything anyway, so we need to get rid of them. And I was like, oh man, when I hear stuff like that, I just want to cringe. It's like, for some reason, everyone has this hatred towards federal employees, right? As if these are not the same people living in your community, right? They cheering for your family. They love your children. They do all these things, man, in your community. And for some reason, we want to divide them and just carve them out and act like they are government officials. These are not government officials. These are regular people who have jobs. You need to recognize a lot of jobs that we have also depends on government funding for certain functions within our company, all right, that you work for. So to just treat these people like as if it doesn't matter, okay, well, let's see how your Thanksgiving is going to go when you can't travel now because there's a lack of TSA workers, right? This affects everyone. And it's really unfortunate that people are just bashing some of these federal workers due to the situation. Now, how many of you guys out there are planning to travel during the holidays, or you normally do travel during the holidays? Are you worried about what's going on right now with TSA? Because luckily, I'm the lucky person. I live out here in Florida. My family all travels down to me. They all live up north. They want to come here because the weather is nice. They are going to have to deal with that. And they're starting to tell me if things don't get better, they will start driving. But I'm really curious to what you guys are doing because this right here is just getting insane. I'm looking all over social media, and those lines that are being formed is just horrible.
Do you have people who are not just calling in sick, but are leaving the job because they're not being paid?
I haven't gotten any reports of anyone leaving the job. And I want to clear something up. Officers are not calling in sick. Officers have not received a paycheck. They don't have the means to come to work. They're calling in because they can't put gas in their car or they can't afford to pay for daycare. And that brings up a whole nother thing. Daycares have wait lists. Those children that are not able to go to daycare right now, once the government reopens, they then have to be find other places to, for the care of their children while they report to work.
That is very true. That is really true. As much as people, get the kids into childcare, you think there's so much childcare is out there. It's not. There's not a lot of availability out there, and the waiting list is extremely long. So now, due to the fact that you take them out, once you try to bring them back in, it's going to be hard to bring them back in. And I want to have this conversation and address something that everyone loves to talk about. And I see this a lot throughout so many comments where people just have this, they think they're better than everyone. So they want to say, why you didn't save? It's their fault. They should have saved. That's not the situation everyone is in right now. Not everyone has a luxury to save that much. And especially, not everyone is able to go 2 full paychecks without without tapping into your emergency fund. A lot of people don't have emergency funds, and that's not a solution, just telling people you should have saved. Okay, we don't know what situations people have been through. We don't know what's going on in their lives right now, but maybe they weren't able to save. Maybe they had a health care. Maybe they had an emergency already prior to this. There's so many scenarios. But simply to tell someone they should have saved more in a situation like this, which is the longest government shutdown ever in history, and you never heard politicians ever say there's a possibility you will not get paid for it, well then come on, man. Right? That's the situation that most of these TSA and federal, not just TSAs, actually federal employees are dealing with. They're dealing with the fact of, yeah, they didn't save. Okay, let's not just start throwing stuff at them, blaming them for what's going on right now. It's still an unfortunate situation that they did not have control over, right? And most of us will not go to work strict, and our job is saying, hey, we're having issues with payroll. You're not going to receive your check within a month and a half or 2 months, or maybe even longer. A lot of us are not going through that situation. So a little bit of sympathy, guys, will go a long way. So if you see any of these TSA employees, or any federal workers in your family, tell them thank you and for everything that they do, and let them know things are going to be all right. But be there for them, because right now, for some reason, they're taking more heat than politicians, which is really absurd.
Let me ask you about this thinning of air traffic. 4% on Friday. It could go up, the Secretary of Transportation says, at some point to 20%. That may mean fewer people coming through the lines. Is that help for you if there are fewer flights or fewer people coming through these TSA lines?
So, I mean, in Atlanta, we're built for this in Atlanta. We deal with heavy passenger volume on a daily. So that may be the case for someone, but people are still going to be coming to Atlanta. So it may be a slight decrease in the passenger volume. It would help, but I don't think it will change much for Atlanta because of the way the airport is configured and everything. I think it will still be about the same.
Atlanta is a beautiful airport. I've been there before. It really is a beautiful airport. And to know that it's one of the most busiest airports in the world, you think it will be just so chaotic. It's not as bad as Newark. Have you guys ever flew from Newark? Newark is by far one of the worst airports ever. I'm always dealing with flight delays. It's just old and cringy. And I'm from Jersey, man. And I just wish we could carve that out and throw that somewhere else, because that's just a shame. Newark is just, I can't deal with Newark. But guys, man, this whole government shutdown, which is still currently to this day shut down, is affecting so many families, especially during these holidays, and it's affecting you directly or indirectly, right? If right now you're expecting to travel, this is going to affect you. And for people right now expecting to get a damn near check just to pay for their utilities, to pay for things within their lives that they need, this is definitely impacting them, guys. So listen, thanks for watching, man. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's continue watching these videos and getting information out there for you guys. Let's continue these conversations, and please show more sympathy to some of these TSA people, man, because they're really going through it. Catch you on my next one. Peace.